Haere mai, Gemini. Thanks for joining me. This is your reading for this new moon in Leo, which is coming up literally in a couple of days, actually, on the 28th. So let's see what the storyline is for you today. And please remember, these are very intuitive tarot readings, so take what resonates and just leave what doesn't. And do check out your other signs as well, like Ascendant, Moon, Venus and Jupiter, if you know what they're in, for a more holistic view. So let's keep going. We've just got the Six of Discs coming out. This very generous sort of card, not in the sense of generosity for personal, look at me, here you go, have a wad of cash. It's a real free flow, just understanding that what is given freely, ideally, often, just comes back again. Like there is a natural flow in this card, which is quite delightful. It's a really balanced, it sits in that middle point on the tree of life, number 6, which is all about beauty and harmony and all of those wonderful things. So the Six of Discs is a wonderful card. It's not just necessarily tangible monetary generosity either. It's a bit more expansive than that. Gemini, we've got the Ten of Cups. Wonderful. We see it. We see, I guess we see the fruit of our emotional efforts, our emotional investments. We see the fruits of this around us at this time. I mean, the Ten of Cups is wonderful sort of celebratory card, obviously, in a lot of respects. Yeah, it's pretty lovely. Of course, tens are all endings of cycles as well. So in some ways, a 10 is that fruit on the tree of life. So it's in Malkut. It's in this physical world, this emotional satisfaction that we experience, and so it has its own time frame. It has its own length of longevity, I guess, in a sense, once it presents itself in Malkut. Yeah. So it's interesting. Let's see. Continue for Gemini, for this lovely new moon in Leo. We want to, we want to what? I don't know. So we've got 2 more cards, and we always clarify. And then I think today we're just going to use a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card and one of my own from the Journey Map deck. Excuse me, Gemini. So we've got that Six of Discs, very, very reciprocal, really. Walking a fine line, that fine line of flow, things coming in, things going out. We see the bounty of that around us in an emotional sense. We then come to see the Three of Swords, or possibly we just understand that from the past. We understand what the Three of Swords is. It's just sorrow. We know the incisions that were made within our own heart over time, don't we? It makes up a large part of who we are, sometimes how we behave. Of course, we don't want to inflict our own pain and sorrow on others. This was a sort of theme in another reading. I think it was Aries. We don't want to inflict or project that onto others. I think we can see that in a very global sense on a collective level at this time where this is happening. But anyway, I digress. So we have that Three of Swords, the card of sorrow. We understand what sorrow is. And then we've got the Four of Discs, holding on to these 4 discs. Now, in this Morgan Greer deck, you know, the figures holding, as it often in many decks, holding over the vital organs here. Can we afford to let something go? Well, clearly there's a large level of sort of emotional satisfaction here and balance. But then we have this Three of Swords. We remember, we have memory, and then we have this Four of Discs. What can we allow? What can we allow ourselves to let go of a little bit? Because in some ways it seems like there is possibly a new cycle really about to begin here. What are we holding on to? Because there's something here that's been held onto a little bit too much, or a little bit, do we want movement? Because there is movement. We know what that means from the past, don't we? Is what I get. We know what that means, that sort of generosity, free flow, rah-rah. Because this is about other people as well. It includes a lot of other people, I do get. Anyway, let's just go through and clarify, Gemini. It's as if we know a particular process or a way of doing things, that we've done things like this in the past, so we know that works, but we also know that it leaves us possibly, or has in the past, possibly exposed a little bit, therefore being vulnerable to a level of sorrow or pain. But I mean, that's the nature of life. Are we holding on to something too much? Let's just see. 6 of Discs, please. 6 of Discs, please. Yeah, look, I had to do this reading twice, so this is the second time. These cards very similar coming up, and I'm actually using different deck here, so it's interesting. But yeah, I had to just a few interruptions. Now, so we're looking at the 6, this beautiful card of balance, of which we like to try and encourage balance in our lives, don't we? We get the Devil coming out here. We all know the Devil. We're very familiar with this little devil, aren't we? All of us humans are. So, the attachments. We look at the Devil, yeah, it is about living life fully, enjoying all the fruits of this physical, earthy world, people, fruits, food, music, all of that, all of those sensory things. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We see in this card these bubbles of torment, figures, thought forms. Thought forms are literally your creation, and so they can be as real as any tangible thing, even though they are a thought form. So we get attached. This is the other side of it, isn't it? We get attached to certain things that possibly don't serve us anymore, that are not serving our well-being, possibly. We know the Devil to be about, those, that sort of codependency, been feeling as if you've been bound by something, but it's actually more psychological than anything else. Interesting that it comes out to clarify that Six of Discs, which is a card of balance, Gemini. And I guess as Gemini's always trying to sort of balance things out instead of being so polarized with, it's either right or wrong, or, this is the thing. So let's have a look. 10 of Cups. To clarify the 10 of Cups, which is a wonderful card, We see it all around us. We see it. It's a strange sort of reading because it's as if it's split in two. Again, I think last week the full moon reading was like that for Gemini as well. So the 10 of Cups, emotional bounty, we see it physically around us. We get another 4, the 4 of Wands. In the Thoth deck, in a lot of decks we see the double 11, this homecoming. This is a place where we feel secure. It's kind of like the consummate happy home. In the Thoth deck, it's a wheel that is perpetually revolving. But this 4 of Wands, and the wands are the central spokes. In this deck, it is called completion. So we have the 4 of Wands. There is a sort of cycle here. As I said at the beginning, it's as if... Did I say that at the beginning? But it kind of is. It's as if there's the now, and then there's the what's happened in the past, and then there's the separation. There's too many sort of dualistic things going on here. So anyway, we'll look at this simply as a home, your stability, your security in this 4 is seeing that 10 of Cups around you in the physical world. We also have, if that makes sense, Prince of Discs. So the Prince of Discs is preparing the soil. It's a, microbial process whereby all the little, it's building up. It's building up to enter into something new, where the night comes in, this fast night. We don't have that night in here, but comes in to manage the growth from that. It's interesting, Gemini. So let's look at the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords. It's as if there's an attachment in here that that even though on the surface it appears to be quite productive. I mean, it actually does. It appears to be quite beneficial, but for some reason, for some Geminis, it's actually a burden of sorts. Anyway, let's look at the 3 of Swords, please, for Geminis. Yeah, there's a scattered element to this. So 3 of Swords. Sorrow, yeah, we all understand that. Do we understand where and why? I say that because we've got the Princess of Swords. Now, this is a princess that's in defense of what, you would ask. What are they defending? Nothing, actually. It's exerting a lot of effort here to defend something that is not even there. It's actually in the mind. So there's a lot of effort going in here. There's a lot of cloud. We don't see beyond that. We can't see anything in that. But we think there's something there that we are defending. I mean, you know, it's interesting. It's taking a lot of energy to defend something that you, in fact, Gemini, it seems to be, yourself, do not fully, it's kind of like, it's a thought form more than anything else. Anyway, let's see, 4 of discs. 4 of discs, what do we got? There is, sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing here, but I really don't. We're looking at the 4 of discs, you know, can we allow something, can we let something go here? Look, I think we sort of need to, because this, as I think this is the 3rd time I've said it, there's a new cycle that's about to begin. And I'll tell you why. So can we let something go here? Do we need to really hold on to this? To clarify those 4 of discs, which is a powerful and secure position, but it can be stifling and stagnant. I mean, it stops movement. We need to let go of something, right? So it appears. To clarify that, we have the 7 of discs, which is a card of looking back to see what we've put our energy into in the past. Now, we see this prince, you know, really preparing soil, releasing, you know, nitrogen's been released. It's all the little microbes are doing their thing. Ready for some new stuff. So what was I saying? The 7 of discs, a review, an energetic review sometimes, or just reviewing what you put effort into and what you got out of that. So we're looking back here, you know, and maybe in this, we're looking back too, because it seems like this, is this memory or is this occurring right now? Because of this. These are all questions we ask, don't we? So this assessment of the 7 of discs, all the 7s are about assessing a situation, whatever it is. I thought I had another card here. Where did it go? That's really weird. Oh, I thought I had oh no, anyway, I must be imagining things. Then we have the Ace of Cups. So you see why I say there's another cycle that's about to begin, but you know, this beautiful gift of the Ace comes. So we're looking, if we looked at this in a, you know, we'd have this 10 right down at the root at our base, and we'd have this just here, just about to come through, and we see it. We're able to see it and we accept it. In order for that, there is a completion, right? Oops, I can't get these cards fast enough. There is a completion. This is a cycle that's complete. We let go of a little bit here, and we're able to begin this. Of course, before we accept anything, before we actually possibly even see it, we need to do a review, Gemini. So it's all quite interesting, really, isn't it? So this could be about anything, and remember these are very general tarot, intuitive tarot readings. So take what resonates, as I said earlier, and leave what does not. I'm just using Brian for our deck here now. This is the Singer of the Chalice, which is literally an Ace of Cups. You know, it's interesting too, the power of the mind. You see the power of the mind to create things that actually don't necessarily have to or do or exist. What is out there? Nothing. It's the princess's kind of deal, right? She just, I'm in defense. There's a lot of self-doubt in this card. It's pretty, I mean, it's pretty amazing because, like, two of these gorgeous Ace of Cups. Let me just get one more card for Gemini, please. Look, whether this new cycle, it's like a little test in terms of how you integrate your dual nature, Gemini. I do feel that, and there's been a lot of themes in Gemini and air sign readings actually that over the last few months that have been about that sort of synthesizing or integrating the dual nature. This is like one of many wee tests, I guess. And once we overcome it on this spin of the cycle and this spin of the wheel, we have a level of unity here. So we have unity. This is a beautiful point of fertilization in some ways. You see it like an egg, you know, in the fallopians. You know, it's ready for insemination, you could say. So we get over this hurdle and we begin a new cycle. This hurdle, it is, I do think, something to do with being able to let something go, resolving a level of sorrow that maybe existed in the past. You know, maybe it's something that's sort of appeared in front of us we need to deal with. Different for different people, but you get the general gist here. There's a whole new cycle. We need to be masters of our own mind, Gemini, which is one of the hardest things to do, to shift that energy at will. Illusions, delusions, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's all rather lovely, and with that unity card at the end. I'm just going to pull a journey map card here. Let's see, well, I've got them spread out. We'll find the heart spot somewhere here. Somewhere, and we get the beautiful cat card of grace. Look, when the general gist of this card, grace, you know, there are many, many times where we ask, maybe we sit under a tree, we're communicating with nature. We might ask at times of trial, at times where we feel kind of cornered, stagnant, whatever it happens to be. We ask for the good grace to be able to deal with that, to have the stamina and the wherewithal to deal with that. You know, give us the grace to deal with this. because it really is all about grace. And there's nothing wrong with asking for some, actually, when we need it. Okay, Gemini. So, wow, well, that was an interesting reading. On that note, do check out those, your ascendant moon, Venus and Jupiter, if you know what they're in, for a more holistic view. And I hope you're well. Please like. It makes a big difference to the number of people that see the videos on this channel. Even a simple little like if you do like what you see. So on that note, ka kite, and have a wonderful new moon in Leo. Get those seeds out there, just like this Prince of Discs. Get your little seeds happening. Okay. Thanks, Gemini. Bye. Doodle.